You've spent 7 episodes learning the tools and building the foundation. Today, we're bringing it all together. You're going to build your sales funnel, the system that turns your digital product into actual income. This is what everything has been leading to. Now let's build your freedom business. Welcome to episode 8, the finale of Simple Digital Product Tools 101. I'm Keela. Let's recap what we've built together. In episodes 1 to 2, you set up ChatGPT and found your digital product niche. In episodes 3 to 4, you learned Canva and designed your ebook cover. In episode 5, you set up your System.io account. In episode 6, you built your freebie funnel to capture emails. In episode 7, you created your automated welcome email sequence to nurture your subscribers. Now episode 8, we're building your sales funnel. This is where you sell your digital product. This is where your ideas become income. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete working sales funnel ready to accept payments and deliver your product automatically. Let's finish strong. A sales funnel has 3 pages. Page 1 is the sales page. This is where you explain what your product is, who it's for, and why they need it. Think of it like a persuasive letter that gets people excited to buy. Page 2, this is your order form. This is where they enter their payment information and complete the purchase. Then there's page 3, which is your thank you page. This is where they access what they bought. System.io delivers it automatically. Your freebie funnel builds your email list, but your sales funnel generates income. Together, they create a complete business system. Now let's build your sales funnel in System.io. But before we begin, we need to set up how you get paid. We start by logging into your System.io account and click on Settings below your profile icon. Then Payment Gateways in the left menu bar. System.io integrates with 10 payment options. Stripe and PayPal are the easiest options for most people. If you can use Stripe, click the Connect button and follow the prompts. Stripe handles credit card payments automatically. Repeat the same process for PayPal if you choose to use this as well. Once your payment processor is connected, you're all set. Now let's begin. Go to the top navigation bar, click on Sites and then Sales Funnel. In the right corner, click on Create. Name your funnel based on your product name. Mine is 30-minute meal prep guide for busy moms. Select your funnel domain from the drop-down list. I'll use my custom domain. Choose your funnel goal. In this case, it is sell because you'll be selling a product. And then select your currency from the drop-down list. Then click Save. Click on the name of the funnel you just created. You should see 3 pages on the left here. There should be a sales page, an order form, and a thank you page. This only has the order form and the thank you page, so we have to add the sales page. So you go to Add Step in the bottom left corner here. And it says create your funnel step. So this is where you'd enter the name for your sales page. I'll call mine Meal Prep Guide Sales Page. And for the type, you select Sales Page from the drop-down menu and click Save. Now the sales page should actually be the first step in your funnel. So you just click on it and move it to the top so that it's the first page that they see. We're going to customize all 3 pages. Let's start with the sales page. On the right, you'll see a list of templates. Scroll through them and look for one that's close to the layout you need so that you don't have to make too many changes. When you find one that seems interesting, you can hover over it and click on Preview Template to get a look at the entire template to see if it has everything you'd like to have on your page. Then you click Select Template. Once you've selected a template, let's give the page a name. So mine already says Meal Prep Guide Sales Page here because I had to insert the name when I was adding the step. You should also change the URL path extension from letters and numbers to something more professional, like the main product or offer keywords separated by hyphens. I can use an abbreviated version of my product like MPG or MPG Overview or Get the Guide. I'll go with Get the Guide. Now click Edit Page. This opens System.io's Page Builder. If you go to the Settings tab here, this is where you can choose your default fonts. So my font is a Google font and it's Montserrat. You can even select your default font size, color for links, text color, alignment, typography for the heading. You can even choose your language. You're also able to select a background image here and do some SEO optimization. Then to the left here, you have all the different elements that you can insert to the page on the right. So you see you have text, columns, forms with buttons and checkboxes, recapture calendars, media, social media, and then you have menus and FAQs here. This is the page here that we will be editing. You can customize, modify, add, and remove any element you want. Pages are created with sections, so this is a section here. Inside the sections, we find rows. This is a row here. And inside the rows, we find elements. So all of these are elements. When you click on an element, you will see the settings for that particular element. This is the gear icon here for the settings. Each one has different options. The options will appear on the left when you click on the gear icon. So let's start the customization process. Let's go with the headline. This is the most important element. Your headline should clearly state the benefit. Mine will say 30-minute meal prep guide for busy moms. Simple Sunday routines to save time all week. Your headline should answer, what is this, who it's for, what problem it solves. Let's change the font here. And let's make it bold or semi-bold. Let's check the size. Line height. Next is the subheadline. Add more context. Mine will say, for busy moms who want to stop stressing about weeknight dinners. Now let's customize your Buy Now button. There should be more than one of these on your sales page. You should make the text action-oriented. For my button, my text will say, "Yes, I want this." This is very important that you set the action when the button is clicked. And it should be next step URL. That way, it links to your next page, which will be your order form. Now here you can change the size and positioning of your button, the font size, the font. You can add subtext. You can change the color of your button. I'll put mine to my nice bright orange. And there's some other options here of things you can do with the button. Now let's add your product image. You should upload the ebook cover you designed in episode 4. This makes it real and tangible. An important thing to note here is that it says that this image is only viewable on the desktop version. So if you switch to the mobile version here, you notice that the image is not there. To correct that, you go to the settings and scroll to the bottom where it says item visible on. As you can see, only desktop is checked. So you'd have to check mobile to ensure that it's visible on the mobile version as well. Now this is probably why it's not visible on this version, because as you can see, the image is cut off significantly. Let's upload our image here. So this is a background image, which is probably the reason why it's cut off that way on the mobile version. But we'll delete this image and upload our ebook cover. Okay, so we definitely don't want to use the background image tool to upload our ebook cover. So in this case, you would delete that and add our own element, which is an image. So we drag and drop there. There you go. So we go to settings, add our image, and that's much better now. So you can see the full cover more clearly. Now let's add your product details. You can use bullet points, focus on the outcomes, not the features. So don't just say includes 20 recipes. Say something like dinner on the table in 20 minutes. No more scrambling at 6 p.m. But the next section here says meet the cook. That's not what we want. This would be a great section here to add your product benefits. So we're just going to move this section up. As you can see the arrow here, you just click on the arrow. And now the section is here. I'm going to change the headline for this to "Here's what you get." And then I'm going to put my first benefit here. And then you could change the photo here, or you can delete it if you don't want it at all. And then you can continue by adding the other benefits here, or deleting an entire row altogether if you only have 3 product benefits. Next, let's move on to the who this is for section. Okay, so this says who is this course for, so we need to move this up as well. Make sure it says section, and we're going to move it up. So it comes after here's what you get. So I'll just remove course, because ours is not a course. There's an image here that you can replace or delete. And my text here will say, "This is great for busy moms with no experience looking for a guide on making quick, delicious meals." Next, we have the Meet the Author section. So I'll change this from cook to author. And the great thing about this is that we can remove this. We don't need that. There's a video here, so you can do a little video introducing yourself, who you are, and why you do what you do. Instead of a video, you also have the option of placing a photo here, a warm, inviting photo. And of course, you'd update this to show your name. And if you chose a video, you can actually put the script here, or if there's a photo, then that would explain it there. And here we have a FAQ section, which is optional, but you can leave it if there's an added benefit in having it. And if you have testimonials or social proof, then you could add those here. If not, that's okay. You can add them later after your first few sales. Now for the second button. This will also be set to link to your order form, which is the next step. My second button will say Get My Guide Now. So both buttons don't necessarily have to say the same thing. They can say two different things in progression. So here it says Next Step URL, which is what we want. And then I'm going to change this to say Get My Guide Now. This needs some space in between there, so let's do that. There's some space between that and the testimonials. And then I can change the color to my bright orange. And there you go. Now at the bottom here, I see sections for the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. Don't forget that this is needed on every page in your sales funnel. Next, you should also customize your colors to match your brand. But I'll skip that step in the interest of saving time. So we scroll through and make sure everything else is good. And then, of course, we'd want to remove this section here because we definitely don't want them navigating away from the sales page. And if you have a logo, you can upload the image here. Let's use that for now. You can make it smaller. Then you can change the background color here. Or the entire color for the section. So you see you have different options. Next, you're going to preview your sales page on the desktop and mobile versions to make sure it's readable and compelling. So you click here to see the desktop version. And then we click here for the mobile version. And as you can see, there's some changes that would need to be made here. The logo isn't very visible, so you'd have to make that bigger. And you'd make the edits while you're in this version, because it was fine in the desktop version. So you'd make it bigger here. And then as we scroll through, we see that there's some space that would be needed here between the image and the button. So you would update it here on this version as well. There you go. And just scroll to make sure everything else looks the way you'd like it to look, which looks pretty good. So we go back to the desktop version. And as you see, nothing changed here on this version. So the changes were only applied to the mobile version. Once you're happy, you click Save. And then Exit Page. Now, writing a sales page that actually converts, that's about psychology, not just design. You need to know what your audience's pain points are, what objections they have, and what language resonates with them. That's exactly what Digital Product Launch Formula teaches. The free training is linked below if you want to dive deeper into sales page strategy. Now let's set up your order form. You're going to go back to the funnel and click on Order Form. Now we need to select a template. I actually like this one here, so let's just click Select. And then you're going to name your order form. I'll name mine Meal Prep Guide Order Form. And your URL path extension, you can use order or your product name -order. I'll use MPG order, which is an abbreviated version. Now this form has some additional settings that need to be in place in order for the form to work correctly. I'm unable to show you the entire process step by step, as I do not have a payment method connected. This is why I encourage you to do this in the beginning of the episode. I'll run through the steps quickly, and there's a link with the step-by-step details and screenshots in the description. First up is the affiliate commission. You set the percentage and the payout delay. I'll leave this with the default settings as I do not have any affiliates. Second is the sales limit. If you're selling a course or program where you only have limited spots available, this is where you'll set the limits so that after a certain number of sales, the product will no longer be available. If you do not have a sales limit, you should leave this blank. So here you'd put in the number of sales you have available, and then you'd select where they should be redirected once the limit is reached. I would recommend that you set up a special page for that. Third is the offer type. In this case, we will select digital product, of course. And then we click on the plus sign here. And you'd add your digital product name. Mine is 30-minute meal prep guide for busy moms. Fourth is the resources. Click on the plus sign here, and you select a resource. Now, this would only apply if you're doing a course or course bundles or a community or a calendar event. In our case, because we're doing an ebook, we'll upload it in the order form for immediate download. Fifth is the price plan. Now you see it says to create payment pages, you need to connect a payment gateway that is supported on system.io. I don't have that, but I'll give you an idea of what it entails. So it would include the amount and frequency of the payment. The options here would include one-time payment, subscription, or payment plans. To configure a one-time payment, you'd enter the price plan name, which would be displayed on the order form. Then you'd enter your product name and select one-time payment, as this is the plan type. Enter the payment amount and click Save. If it's a subscription, you'd enter the subscription name, select subscription as the price plan type, enter the subscription cost, and select the interval between payments. So let's say it would be every day, every week, every month, or every year, and then click Save. You also have the option of a trial period. So you'd specify the duration. Let's say it's a 10-day trial or a 1-week trial. But if there's no trial period, you'd enter 0. Configuring a price plan with the type payment plan is similar to setting up a subscription plan. The only difference between the two is that you must also specify the number of payments. So in this case, you'd enter the price plan name, then select the payment plan as the price type. You enter the amount and select the interval between payments and the number of payments, then click Save. To save the price plan, you then click Save again to save your product. You also have the option of a trial period on the payment plans. You specify the duration, but if you have no trial period, then you enter 0 as the value. Now here's a special note. You can only create a price plan for digital product offers from the order form page settings. And then the sixth important thing would be coupons. You click on the plus sign here. And because I haven't created a coupon before, I then click on Create a New One. I'd enter the coupon name, the coupon code, the discount type, whether it's a fixed amount or percentage, the discount amount, the expiration date, and if there's a limit of use. Then, of course, you click on Save. If you already had a coupon, then you'd select the coupon from the drop-down list. Another way to create a coupon, which would then appear in the drop-down list, is to go to Assets in the top navigation bar here and then click on Coupons. Then you click Create and enter the coupon details. So we can now move on to customizing the order form. Click on Edit Page. You go through the same process as you did with the other pages to customize it. For my headline, instead of saying checkout page, I would say order form. And my headline would say you're one step away from stress-free meal prep. You can enter some additional text here. And then here you would put the name of your actual product. So it would be 30-minute meal prep guide for busy moms. I put the price. This is actually showing you that it's a discounted price that's available. So you could delete that if there's no discount. And then you have the form field here. So for the billing information, you would collect the first name, the last name, the email address. This is asking for the customer type, which in my case is not necessary, so I would delete this. What I may want to know is the customer's address, so I know where my customers are located. So to edit this field type, you go to Settings, and let's say I would just probably want to collect their city and their country. As you can see, you also have other options here for phone number, street address, postal code, neighborhood. So you have all those options available, but I think this will suffice for the purpose of this tutorial. And then in this section here, once you had connected your payment gateway, you'd have the option for credit or debit card if you selected Stripe, or PayPal if you connected PayPal. And of course, you'd customize your button. This is where you'd put what you want the button text to say. If it's loading, that's what it would say, so you can change that text as well. And this has a section here where it says, I understand that my information will be used in accordance with the terms and conditions. So you can have that there as a checkbox. So here at the bottom, you'd have to make sure there's also your terms and conditions and your privacy policy here. This here has some information about you in terms of how they can contact you. You could put your logo here if you'd like to put it there. And you can actually delete this section if you don't want it there. And of course, you'd customize it with your fonts and colors to make sure that both pages look the same. You can delete this menu here as well because you don't want them navigating from the payment page. Definitely not. And then you'd preview it to make sure that it's to your liking. Of course, you would have changed the photo here as well. And this page has the option for some social media icons. So you just click here, go to the settings, and let's say you wanted an Instagram contact there instead. You just upload the photo and then insert the link to your Instagram account. Then you're going to check to see what it looks like in the mobile version. Make sure everything looks the way you want it to look. You may choose to put a space here between the button and that. And you could probably delete these sections here because it's just additional space that you don't need. And then you click Save and Exit Page. So now your order form is ready. Now for the last page, which is your thank you page. This is what buyers see immediately after their purchase. So you're going to go back to your funnel and click on thank you page here on the left. And then of course you have to select a template. So we're going to scroll through. I like this template here, so let's go with this one. And of course, you're going to name your thank you page. So mine will be Meal Prep Guide thank you page. And change the URL path extension. Mine will say MPG thank you. And then click on edit page. First thing we'll change here is the headline. Mine will say, Success, your meal prep guide is ready. And your thank you page has two jobs. It will deliver your product, and then it will tell the customer what is next. So now it says, Success, your meal prep guide is ready. I need a button for them to download the meal prep guide, which is why I said on the order form that because we're doing an ebook, we didn't need to set up the ebook as a resource. So this already has a button here at the bottom. So I could choose to move this button up here, or you could have gone to the elements here and added a button. But let's go with the button here that we moved. Let's customize it. So in this case, action when button is clicked, we would say download a file, and then we choose the file that we want to download, which would be our ebook. So there's the PDF file there. We'd insert it in the page there. And then of course you can customize the button. You can change the button color. And you have a few more options there. You can align it to the left. And we can probably delete that there. Well, actually, no, let's leave it because we're going to use this to say, here's what's next. So let's just put some space in between there. But don't forget to change the button text here. I didn't do that. But let me do that just so that you don't get confused. So we can see download now. And here we're going to give them some instructions on what's next. I'll say I've also sent this to your email. Check your inbox. And then we can give them some steps on what's next. So I'll say here, open your guide, start with week 1, and let me know how it goes. And you can also add a soft upsell for another product. That's the next step from your existing product. Or you can offer a service. So what I will do, I will offer a service. And I will say, want personalized help implementing this meal prep system? email me at and enter my email address. This isn't being pushy, it's being helpful. Some buyers will want more support, and you're offering it. The third step I don't need, so I can delete that. Let's just see if we can delete the whole row. There you go. And here you can put a nice video thanking them for their purchase, telling them some more about the product. That is optional. Or you can put a photo of you. Now, the next thing you need to do is to also ensure that you have your privacy policy and your terms and conditions on the page. This has to be on every single page in your sales funnel. Now let's delete any elements we don't want. You don't want them navigating away from the page, so you delete that menu. You can put a logo there if you wish. If you wanted to, you can enter a section for contact information, so you can click on blocks. And as you see here, it has page footers. So you can look through to see if there's anything here that you like. Let's just put that in so you have an idea of what it would look like. But this is not quite the type of footer we would want there. Let's see, maybe this one might be better, because this will have your address, your social media icons, your contact information. You could delete the logo since there's already one at the top, but just so you have an idea of all the different things you can do. Then you're going to preview the page. And of course, you're not going to forget to update it with your correct fonts and your colors, as you want to make sure that the fonts and the colors are cohesive across all three of your pages. And of course, you're going to check it out in the mobile version as well. And if you're happy, you click Save and then Exit Page. We're almost done. Let's make sure everything is connected and working. Go back to your funnel overview. You should see 3 pages here on the left. The flow should be your sales page, your order form, and then your thank you page. If there's a page out of order, you just click on it and then move it. It was in the correct order, so let's switch that back. There you go. Now let's test it. The only way to ensure that your sales funnel is working properly is to make the purchase yourself or have a friend test it for you. You can do this in 2 ways. Create a coupon with maybe a 95% discount or more, or change your product price to $1. A test purchase may incur third-party fees from your payment processor, which is why I recommend that you set a low price while making your test purchase. You can then refund the amount to yourself from your System.io account directly. On your Funnel Editor's sales page, click on View Funnel Step. This opens in a new tab. Then you're going to click your Buy Now button, but in my case, my button says, Yes, I want this. Did that take you to your order form? Good. Now let's complete the test purchase. Now in my case, it's not showing the payment method here because I don't have a payment processor connected. But if I did, it would show up like it does here in the editor. So you'd click Complete Purchase. And once you click Complete Purchase, did it direct you to your thank you page? Once you're on the thank you page, click the Download Now button. Did it download your file? As you see here, it downloaded my file. Excellent. So I know that my funnel is working. Now the next thing you would do to ensure that the system has locked the sale, you're going to go to Sales in the top navigation bar and then click on Orders. You should see your order appear here. That means everything is working great. After verifying that the order was successfully processed, you can proceed to issue yourself a refund. To do this, you go back to sales and then you go to transactions. By default, all the transactions will be displayed here. You can filter the transactions to the left here by email, product name, date range, price plan, and so forth. After making the appropriate selection, you click on Filter here at the bottom. Once the transaction is displayed, you click on the three dots and then click on Refund and then confirm the refund. And that's it. So your sales funnel is officially live. The links on how to do a test purchase and issue a refund are located in the description. Now there's one final step I highly recommend: setting up an automated post-purchase email. Here's why this matters. Even though your thank you page has a download link, people don't always see it. Maybe they closed the tab too early, or their internet glitched, or they just want a record of their purchase in their inbox. Sending an automated confirmation email solves this. It reassures your customer, delivers the product a second time, and reduces "where's my download support" emails. Here's what this email should include. The subject should tell them that their purchase is confirmed and let them know, here's your download. The email body should thank them for the purchase, confirm what they bought, provide the download link or course access instructions if it's a course, and tell them what to do if they have any issues. If your product is a simple download like an ebook or a template, include the direct download link. If your product is a course or membership, include login instructions and the link to access it. Now, I'm not going to walk you through setting this up in detail right now because we already covered email automation in episode 7. The process is exactly the same. You're just creating a one email sequence that triggers when someone makes a purchase. So for a quick overview, you would go to Emails and click on Campaigns. Then you'd create a campaign, you'd name the sequence, something like Post-Purchase Meal Prep Guide. Write your confirmation email with the download link or access instructions. Then you're going to go to Automations and Rules. Create a new automation with the trigger as New Sale. Select the options there, and then for the action, it would be to send an email. That's it. Now every buyer automatically gets a confirmation email with their download. If you need a detailed walkthrough, go back and watch episode 7. The process is identical, just with a different trigger and action. Congratulations again. You just built your complete sales funnel. Take a second and let that sink in. You started this series with an idea. Now you have a digital product niche with the help of ChatGPT, a professional designed ebook cover that we did in Canva, a freebie funnel capturing emails we designed in System.io, a welcome email sequence nurturing your subscribers that we also did in System.io, and of course your sales funnel ready to accept payments. You built a complete digital product business from scratch in 8 episodes. Here's what to do next. Share your sales page URL, post it on social media, share it in relevant groups or via email. Start driving traffic to your funnel. Test. Send your funnel to friends and ask for honest feedback. Make sure everything works smoothly before you launch publicly. Track your metrics. Go to System.io's analytics and monitor how many people visit your sales page, how many people buy. Keep learning. The tools are just the foundation. The strategy, how to drive traffic, how to convert visitors, how to scale, that's the next level. So basically, they opt into your freebie, you nurture them through your email sequence, and then they buy. And that's where digital product launch formula comes in. You've used the tools, now you need the strategy. Digital product launch formula teaches you how to validate your product idea before you spend weeks creating it, how to write your sales pages that actually convert, how to launch your product and make sales, and how to scale your business through automation. This isn't guesswork, it's a proven system, and the free training is linked below. And if you want my help, I'm System.io certified, and I offer done-for-you funnel setup services. If you want me to build your freebie funnel, sales funnel, and email sequences so you can focus on creating your product, you can email me at guidetodigitalproducts@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram. I've walked this exact path. I know where beginners get stuck, and I'm here to help you skip the overwhelm and get to income faster. Thank you for sticking with me through all 8 episodes. Seriously, that's commitment. You didn't just watch, you built. And that's what separates dreamers from doers. If this series helped you, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future content. Give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment and let me know what you're creating. And share this series with someone who needs it. You know someone who's been talking about starting a digital product business but doesn't know where to begin, or who's not sure how to make money online? You might just change their life. You've got the tools, you've got the system. Now go build your freedom business. I'll see you in the next video. Yes, there'll be more content. I'm not going anywhere. Now go make some sales.